Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
I lived in Portland for a few years, not too long ago. The things I remember most are the ease of access to weed, despite this was maybe a year or two before it was recreationally legal, an almost total lack of strong opinions, and the absolute sea of homelessness. Now, about the strong opinions thing, maybe that was just the crowd I hung out in, but even in overlapping circles, nothing was pure and everything was bull. Sometimes you'd see all three things. You'd see a throng of opinionless bugmen of all ages and genders, sharing weed with a few homeless dopes outside of a food truck or coffee stand. Even guys in suits. I knew a few guys who told me that in times of desperation, they would trade a pocket full of change for a toke off of a hobo's doobie. That's pretty dangerous living, if you ask me. I've never tried it. And frankly, that attitude characterizes my whole experience there. It's like everybody had it. I mean, it's a big city, sure, plenty of folks with their own politics and views and whatnot, but a kind of resigned lethargy seemed to hover over everybody. An underrated prophet of our time, Terry Davis, once called Portland a city of thralls. And I mostly agree. I might even add to this. Not only thralls, but thralls without their known master, who believe themselves to be free. At least the donuts are pretty good. And so is the environment where the city sits. I'm in love with the Pacific Northwest. I've lived out here my whole life, where the rain falls 9 months out of the year, soft gray sky, cold rain, tall trees, and graceful woodland creatures. My heaven. Many Pacific Northwesterners share a common story. Many of us, at least in part, are the great-grandchildren of Midwest pioneers, men who moved from farms in Arkansas or North Dakota to fall timber and live among these vast forests. Current life in Portland is the rain and the gray without the rest. It's crowded busybodies, huddled in the cold, while the timber industry here has been kneecapped for decades. I'd recommend a passing visit for Portland. There are psychic vampires, too, that lurk in the crowds there. Take heed and be careful, but enjoy your stay.